ladies and gentlemen. You're watching, yes, the Yankees Entertainment and Sports Network.
On an overcast day here in Baltimore, it is time for baseball as the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. Tonight, it's the New York Yankees against the Baltimore Orioles in the middle game of a three-game set from Oriole Park at Camden Yards in Baltimore, Maryland. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball along with Ken Singleton. I'm Michael K. Yankees lost the first game of this three-game set, 3-2. Their offense continues to struggle, but you could see some life now in the bat of Aaron Judge. He's continued to hit for average, but for a while, the power went away. It's coming back.
It's coming back. In fact, the last two games, he's gone deep. Let's take a look at Sunday afternoon at Yankee Stadium. The Yankees were down by a run, but Judge is up with the bases loaded and had turned around with one swing of the bat. A grand slam home run, his first of his career. You have a feeling it's not going to be his last grand slam. And yesterday, the Yankees lost 3-2. It was 3-1 until this swing. This made it 3-2. A laser into the center field bleachers here at Camden Yards, but the Yankees lost the game by a score of 3-2.
All right, let's take a look at the Volkswagen League leaders. That home run was Judge's 17th. That's the most in Major League Baseball. Mike Trout's on the DL. He's tied with Chris Davis and Joey Gallo. They all have 16, and then Harper and Schebler have 15 apiece. All right, so that was yesterday. Let's take a look at tonight's pitching matchup, brought to you by People's United Bank N.A. Chris Tillman will get the start for the Orioles, 1-1, 4.43. And for the Yankees, it's Luis Severino, 3-2, 3.11. And Kenny, he's coming off perhaps his best start in the big leagues.
That was last Wednesday night at Kansas against the Royals at Yankee Stadium, and he was outstanding. Great slider that night. His fastball was fantastic, upper 90s. You can see the numbers. 8 shutout innings. The Yankees won this ball game. Severino picked up the win. The Yankees picked up 2 out of 3 against the Royals.
The Yankees are trying to split this series with this game tonight, the middle game of this three-game set. When we come back, lineups, first pitch, baseball, Yankees-Orioles next, right here on Yes.
Inconsistent in what we've done. I think all teams go through that. At times we've pitched really, really well and haven't scored runs. At times we've scored runs and haven't pitched really, really well. But I think it's during the course of the season you're going to go through that. Or you're going to end up with 120 wins, and that hasn't happened. That's the bottom line. So I still like the way we're playing. We're still in every game. We have a chance every game, so I still like it. We just haven't been as hot as we were before.
And that has to be an area of concern, because if you take out Saturday's 9-run outburst, they haven't scored a lot of late. So the offense has been sluggish, and there's one change to the starting lineup today to address that. And why don't we take a look at the Yankees starting lineup presented by Lexus. Brett Gardner's in left field. He'll lead off, batting second and catching Gary Sanchez. Matt Holliday, the DH, hits third. Cleaning up, second baseman Starlin Castro. Aaron Judge in right field will bat fifth. Batting sixth, the shortstop D.D. Gregorius, and great numbers against the Orioles starter Chris Tillman, 8 for 16. Aaron Hicks in center field will bat seventh. Batting eighth, playing third base, Chase Headley. And here's the change. Chris Carter, 2 for his last 28. So they insert Rob Refsnyder in the lineup, playing first base and batting ninth.
29-year-old right-hander Chris Tillman on the mound for the Baltimore Orioles tonight. You can see just 4 starts. We'll get to that a little bit later on. He's 1-1 with a 4.43. Just 20 innings pitched, 20 1/3 thus far this year. Let's check out the pitcher scouting report, brought to you by your Honda dealers. Had shoulder issues. This goes back to last year. Bothered by shoulder issues. They thought it would clear up over the winter. It did not. Spent some time on the DL in April, and now back pitching. He missed the opening day start. He's been the opening day starter for the Orioles 3 consecutive years prior to this year, and 4 starts this year. He has yet to give up a home run, so he's kept the ball in the ballpark, but he's kind of struggled in his last 3 starts.
Let's take a look at the defense of the Orioles, presented by Geico. In the outfield, you have got Mancini in left, Rickard in center, and Smith over and right. In the infield, it's Machado, Hardy, Scope, and Davis. That's third to first. Castillo is behind the plate. And Kenny told you about Chris Tillman on the mound. So game 2 of this 3-game set. Kind of a sparse crowd on an overcast night. A little threat of rain in the air, but they expect to get this game in. Brett Gardner, he's getting set. He's ready. Chris Tillman is ready. And let's do it here in Baltimore. First pitch is way outside. 1-0, we're underway. Bill Miller, the crew chief, is the home plate ump. Kerwin Danley at first, Todd Titchener at second, and Adam Hamari is the third base ump.
I've seen a couple of Tillman starts this far this year, and he's kind of struggled in the early going. It's like he's trying to find the strike zone and find his rhythm. He's had a lot of trouble throwing strikes in the early going of games. I mentioned his last 3 starts have not been good. His ERA over the last 3, 5.87.
Really is deliberate from a modified stretch. High drive, right field, going back Smith, on the track, at the wall, see ya! A leadoff home run for Brett Gardner, and the Yankees are up 1-0.
Well, Gardy had the hitter's count, 2 balls and no strikes. He could look for something he could put a charge into, and that is number 10 on the season for Gardner. And with that home run, he sets a career high for runs batted in a month. This is his 19th run batted in the month of May. He doesn't want May to end, as Smith is going to run out of real estate, and the Yankees have the lead.
23 runs batted in on the season from the leadoff spot. Here's Gary Sanchez. Fouled away. Buck Showalter had a pretty funny line today. A reporter asked him, who's more dangerous between Aaron Judge and Gary Sanchez? And Buck said, I think so.
I'm surprised he didn't say Gardner.
The 0-1. 0-2.
Gardner's actually one step closer to 1,000 hits now. He's got 4 more to go.
We had a rough homestand, Kenny, but he has come out and played well in the first 2 games here. 2 hits yesterday, a home run right now.
Well, he's had a good month of May, even with that rough homestand.
Yep.
19 runs batted in a month.
Fly ball shallow right. Smith on the run toward the line. 1 out.
If you can drive in about 19 runs a month, you can drive in over 100 in the year. Always felt to get as close to 20 runs batted in a month, and you're doing well. It's tough to do in April because the schedule isn't as heavy in April. But you can see the smile on Gardner's face. And CC said, "Did you get all of it?" And the hitter will always say, "No, not quite." I can do better.
Here's Matt Holliday. 1-0.
You see the 30 runs batted in, and the on-base percentage almost 100 points higher than the batting average. That means he's getting his walks. 30 runs batted in.
High fly. Left field. Going back, Mancini. Looking up. See ya. Home run, Matt Holliday. 2-0 Yanks.
Well, how about that? Gardner hit his 10th. Holliday comes back and hits his 10th. Perfect hands in the first inning for the 2 of them. I think he had to reach out. It's a slider that kind of hung right in the middle of the plate. And he knows it as soon. He's hit enough of them. He knows that's gone.
Here's Starlin Castro. Oh and 1.
You saw Manny Machado there. You didn't see him turn around and look. Nice catch by that fan. You know, Castro at the plate now. There's 2 talk it over. He's been one of the hitters you were talking about. Slumped off a little bit here. Last 20 games, 235. His average down, respectable 320. But I think watching him the last few games, his swing has gotten a little long.
Ground ball is short. Hardy makes the play.
So when your swing gets a little long, you got to trust your hands and be quick enough to get the bat through the zone instead of leaning back and trying to swing a little harder.
Here's Aaron Judge. Homered yesterday. His 17th to lead the majors. Has 35 runs batted in. Grounded foul. So the Yankee offense quite dormant yesterday. 2 on the board here in the first inning, still batting.
What'd you say, Judge's home run yesterday, 431?
That's what they say.
Yeah, that's got out of here in the blink of an eye. And that was his 7th home run of 430 or better. That gives you a long time to get those see-yas out there.
To really stretch it out. 1-1. High drive, left field. Mancini back on the track. Now comes back to the grass. He'll make the play for the final out. But the Yankees have themselves a Bo Derek inning. Perfect tens. Look it up if you're young. First is Brett Gardner. Then it's Matt Holliday. The Ball brothers. It's 2-0 Yanks. Before he throws the pitch, and here's who he's going to throw the pitches to. The Orioles. Seth Smith in right field will lead off, batting second, and playing second base, Jonathan Scope. Manny Machado slumping. The third baseman will hit third, but he has decent numbers. 4 hits, 3 of them home runs against Severino. Mark Trumbo, the DH, cleans up. The number 5 hitter, first baseman Chris Davis. Wellington Castillo will catch. He'll bat 6th. Batting 7th, playing left field, Trey Mancini. Joey Rickards in center field. He's going to bat 8th, and batting 9th and playing shortstop, J.J. Hardy.
Severino with the 2-run lead is on the hill for the Yankees tonight, trying to duplicate his start last Wednesday against Kansas City, in which he pitched very well. There's the numbers on the year. This will be his 10th start, 3-2, good ERA at 3.11. Strikeout to walk ratio is excellent. 61 Ks, 14 walks. And let's get to the pitcher scouting report, brought to you by your Tri-Honda dealers. 3's a crowd. 3 of his last 4 starts. He's given up 3 or fewer runs. And he's tough to hit. You saw the .216 batting average against. That's in the top 10 in the league. And one reason he's been an improved starter is because of his improving changeup. And he's not afraid to use it.
So 2 strikes, and now that shifts Headley over to the right side, and Didi, the only infielder on the left side. Grounded to Gregorius. Tough hop, stays with it, 1 away. Why don't we check out the Yankees defense, which is presented by Geico. Gardner, Hicks, and Judge, left to right in the outfield. In the infield, it's Headley, Gregorius, Castro, and Ref Snyder. That's third to first. Gary Sanchez behind the plate. Luis Severino is on the mound. Well, once again, Buck Showalter, the manager of the Orioles, ruined scorecards throughout the press box. The initial lineup had Adam Jones batting in the number 2 hole, which is what he had yesterday, but then it was changed at the last moment. And today's reason, he didn't want Jones playing on what could be a wet field with a bad ankle and a bad hip.
It had been raining, misting prior to the ball game. They never took the tarp out, but it's kind of a damp night here in Baltimore.
Scope with a high fly ball, shallow right, coming on as Judge, waves off Castro, 2 outs.
You notice how quickly Castro got out of the way when Judge called for it. They had a collision in Tampa Bay that could have been catastrophic. Both players went down, but they came out none the worse for wear.
So here's Machado. We told you he had very good numbers against Severino, but his numbers, those aren't Machado numbers. .216. And a strike. He was frustrated yesterday, broke a bat at home plate after striking out.
To me, I mentioned Castro, and the same thing applies to Machado. It looks like his swing has gotten a little long lately. And he's still got a number of home runs. He's got 10 of them. But when Manny's hitting the ball well, he goes from line to line and with power.
The 1-2. Strike three. Machado down looking. A 98-mile-an-hour fastball. A 9-pitch 1-2-3 inning for Severino. We'll go to the second. 2-0 Yanks. Buick.com for great lease offers by Beagles United Wealth Management. Expert advice to set tomorrow in motion. And by Infinity. Empower the drive. Visit your tri-state area Infinity retailer for a test drive today. That's the warehouse out in right field. Utah Street, and then the stands. It's a great setting for a ball game, the 25th anniversary of this great ballpark. Here's Didi Gregorius.
I mentioned in the scouting report, Tillman hadn't given up a home run all year. Well, he filled that column not once but twice in the first inning. And Judge just missed him. I don't think he got the good wood on it. And still drove the ball to the warning track. He just missed one yesterday. He did hit one yesterday, but he just missed one yesterday too. I think he could hit one out of Yosemite.
He's got that kind of power.
Any kind of park. Central Park, you want to hit one out of there.
Hit sharply, a base hit down the right field line. Going into the corner, Smith digs it out as Gregorius starts off the second with a double.
I'll tell you what, looking at the ball into the corner and Smith going over to get it, looked like somebody flipped it to him out of the corner from this angle. So Didi has a two-base hit, and he's hit well against Tillman. A rocket down the right field line. Now watch the ball go into the corner, and it looks like somebody will have flip it out. It's going to bound right out to Smith. There it goes. Didi now 9 for 17 against Tillman.
Here's Aaron Hicks. Orioles are in at the corners. Pitch outside.
Do you think they're expecting a bunt?
I don't understand why.
You know the way the Yankees been hitting the ball here? You got 2 home runs, a solid double, and another one that almost went out. I think I'd let him swing.
Well, he did not square on that 1-0. But Machado still on the grass at third. And Davis even with the bag at first. Tillman came over to the Orioles in really what would be one of the best deals in baseball history. They sent Eric Bedard to Seattle, and not only do they get Tillman, but they get George Sherrill, they get Adam Jones, they get pitchers Tony Butler and Cam
Michalio.
I mean, that's a heist. And Bedard really never did anything for Seattle.
And they traded Sherrill to the Dodgers. And Tillman became their #1 pitcher. And of course, Adam Jones has been one of the best Orioles ever. So that's a heck of a deal. And Bedard didn't spend that much time in Seattle.
No. Battled injuries.
Yeah, Cam Michalio.
Base hit up the middle. Gregorius is rounding third. He's coming home. They'll flip the throw into second base. An RBI single for Hicks. 3-0 Yankees.
I think we were right, Michael. He wasn't bunting. He wasn't bunting, but he might be stealing. Here's a base hit for Hicks, who's had a much better year. It's hard to explain how much better he is this year than he was last year as he drives in Gregorius here, and the Yankees are up 3-0.
23rd RBI for Hicks, and that'll bring up Headley. And Meredith, you spoke to the Yankee hitting coach Alan Cockrell about Headley.
I did. I asked him what they worked on during those 2 days when Chase Headley had off, and he told me they basically revisited the things that he had done well in the past, telling me sometimes when you slow down and look back, it starts coming back to you. He said originally he believes that timing was the issue, but he also started swinging at bad pitches, and also bad timing and swinging at bad pitches could lead to mechanical issues as well. You combine that with pressing, and you get what you saw from Chase Headley. So they slowed it down, they simplified it, put himself in a strong position behind the ball, and he said he was very encouraged that he was able to carry that over into yesterday's game. He liked the at-bats he saw from Headley.
Well, not only did he have a hit, he had a base on balls, which tells you he's getting the strike zone under control again.
And Kenny, the thing is, he said you start to not strike, you tend to stop trusting the strike zone and expanding it when you get in those situations. Headley said you get a little antsy, and sometimes it snowballs on you emotionally, and you think to yourself, are you ever going to get a hit again? And he said that was the place he was in during that stretch.
Yeah, we've all been there.
And he walked yesterday, as Kenny said. He had not had a walk since the beginning of May. So he just lost sight of the strike zone. High fly ball, center field. Rickard is there, makes the play. Hicks will head back to first.
Even though he made it out there, that was a good pass on that particular swing. He just didn't make good contact with it. But we'll take a look. Let's see where the pitch is. Looked like a changeup that hung right there. That's a pitch you should hit harder, and he knows it. Hanging changeup. Hicks at first has 7 steals, which trails only Ellsbury on the team. And he's already stolen more bases this year than he stole all of last year. But it's a challenge. Behind the plate is Castillo, who's thrown out 43%. And for a big guy, big right-hander, Tillman has a decent move over the first and can vary his times with his delivery. So it might be tough getting a jump against Tillman and then beating the arm of Castillo. I don't think he would go unless there's 2 outs.
Ref Snyder had some interesting things to say. He told Mike Mazzeo of the New York Daily News that Judge's success does not really surprise him. He's very close with Judge, and they worked out during the offseason together. He said, I saw the changes that he made in the swing. He said, and this is what was going to happen from those changes. Snap throw to first. Hicks back.
Ref Snyder at Scranton Wilkes-Barre was hitting over 300. And this is the first game he's actually got a chance to start here since being called up. You know, one thing, it's the payoff for him, Michael. Remember, he came up and he was an outfield. Yankees asked him to start learning second base, third base, and then eventually first base. So the payoff is tonight, because he has the ability to play first base and Carter's struggling, he gets to play in a lineup.
Last year by position, 25 games at first, 23 in right, 8 at second, 5 in left, and 1 at third. Yankees have always liked his bat. It was finding a position, but if he could be that all-around Brock Holt, Ben Zobrist type, you know, they're trying to turn all their players into that sort of player. That's why all the young studs in the minor leagues that they love so much, they're using him at different positions. Gleyber Torres, Tyler Wade, they're trying to put him in the outfield and all the infield positions.
And so Wade, who we saw at shortstop in spring training, played second base 2 days ago. I don't know if he played his last name. No, he played third base yesterday.
Runner goes, pitches low, so Ref Snyder works a walk, and Tillman really struggling as Hicks moves to second.
Yesterday, Wade played third base. Gleyber Torres played short. There's Roger McDowell, the first-year pitching coach with the Orioles. First year with the Orioles, not a first-year pitching coach. He'd been with the Braves for many years.
And made his name with the Mets, and also he was the confirmed second spitter on Seinfeld. Pitch to Gardner. There's a strike. He connected for his 10th home run of the year to open up the game.
You say confirmed?
Yeah, it came out later. Yeah.
I mean, did they go to court?
They went to Jerry court.
Oh, okay. That was a funny episode, though. Now, if he had a good lawyer, he would have gotten off.
Well, they always heap a lot of guilt on Hernandez and McDowell, but it was Newman who started it with nice game, pretty boy, and everything spun out of control. But McDowell's obviously rebounded, and now the pitching coach for the O's.
And where's Newman?
I don't know. Third rock from the sun. Here's the 0-1.
Look out.
Off the glove of Castillo. Bounces back to him, but the runners still move up.
Did it look like he was crossed up?
Could be.
Or that was just a very wild pitch from Tillman. No discussion, so maybe it wasn't a cross-up. Yeah, target was low and away, and the pitch was up and in. Couldn't recover quickly enough to make the play, and the runner's going to move up 90 feet on a wild pitch. Usually when there's a cross-up, there's a discussion between the catcher and the pitcher, but not here.
Kenny, it's so odd seeing Tillman labor like this.
Well, he's been you know, kind of quietly one of the better pitchers in the league over the last 4 or 5 years.
One hit sharply and grabbed on one hop by Scope. That's some play as Hicks remains at third. So with the infield in, he had the reflexes to make that play.
Here's a look at it. Scorched off the bat of Gardner. Short hop. Quick hands. Takes a look at Hicks. Plenty of time to throw out Gardner. And there are 2 down. Yet another ball hit very hard by the Yankees.
So here's Gary Sanchez. The infield backs up. Second and third, 2 outs. Yankees are up 3-0 in the second game of this 3-game set. They lost yesterday on Memorial Day 3-2. Right in on the thumbs, popped up. And Hardy makes a play for the final out. But the Yankees get another run on 2 hits and 2 men left. We go to the bottom of the second. Prius Prime is the official hybrid vehicle of the New York Yankees. Should catchers feel obligated to stop hitters from charging their pitchers? Coretta42 says, absolutely, you should protect your teammates from incoming helmets or fists if possible. Follow Yes Network and tweet us your responses using hashtag Yankees Prius Prime to keep the conversation going. Here's what happened yesterday, Kenny.
Yeah, this is Bryce Harper taking one from Strickland. Now out to the mound, throws the helmet, misses. But connects. Each of them connected with a good punch. But I think the issue here with the Toyota conversation is what happened with the catcher. Buster Posey did not try and stop Harper. And I'm thinking that he knew what was coming. And he probably told Strickland, you're on your own.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk about what went on. Some people are reporting that Strickland told him, I'm going to do this. There's a ground ball to short. And Trumbo was out, so stand down because I want a piece of Harper. The other one is that the entire Giant team was so disgusted that Strickland would carry a 965-day grudge and hit Harper because of 2 home runs he hit against him in 2014. In a year, the Giants went on to win the World Series.
Yeah.
And the team did not agree with what Strickland did. But they handed down suspension. Strickland got 6 today, and Harper got 4 each with undisclosed fines. Both are appealing. And the 2 teams are playing tonight.
Yeah, they are. But yeah, 2.5 years he waited.
It's amazing.
Here's the thing, though. If I remember correctly, the Giants won that series.
Yeah, they won the World Series.
So they got the last laugh, even though he hit the 2 home runs.
So it was an individual ego thing where his ego was bruised that Harper hit 2 home runs and styled against him.
He's wearing the ring. That is the last laugh. You know, he could flash that ring in front of Harper's face forever.
Yep. It was an amazing occurrence, and everybody in baseball is talking about it as Davis fouls it back. And, you know, it really is kind of hard to believe that in this day and age. I mean, we have placed Bob Gibson on like this mythic mountain that he used to throw at people that looked at him the wrong way, but you're actually firing a weapon at somebody that could really hurt them. And really, what recourse does a batter have other than, you know, being the bigger man and just taking first base or charging the mound like Harper did?
Trying to get out of the way. I still remember guys I think hit me on purpose.
The 1-2. Davis hits one through the shift for a base hit. That breaks an 0 for 9 for Davis.
Really been struggling lately.
Yeah, now these are the 2 home runs in 2014 that Harper hit.
Now I think one of these 2 went in the 3rd deck. You know, I'd look at it too if it went in the 3rd deck. I think that was it. Yeah, that's up. That one's. No, that's in Candlestick. I mean AT&T. And Yeah, staring at him on the way around the bases. Wow. 2.5 years. I've heard of people waiting, though, to get people.
I mean, no one holds a grudge like me, but 2.5 years. 1-0. Fly ball right field. Judge drifts over. Retires Castillo for the second out.
Every time there's a high fly ball or pop up here, you kind of lose it for a second in the low clouds. Yeah, it was kind of nice here in the Baltimore area.
Here's Trey Mancini.
Now Mancini came up last year, did some immediate damage, hitting some home runs in his first few games in the big leagues. Continue to hit this year. His given name is Joseph Anthony Mancini III. But the number 3 in Italian is Trey, so that's what they call him, Trey Mancini. He's always been called Trey by his family.
He's got Trey balls on him right now. 3-0. There's a strike.
This is going to be a fun night, folks. Stay tuned.
Davis leads off first with 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the second. 3-0 Yankees. Up the middle and through for a base hit. Davis stops at second.
Yeah, Mancini continues to hit. Started the night with a .282 batting average and 7 home runs. University of Notre Dame, young man from Florida.
Here is Joey Rickard. There's a strike.
Well, Severino under some pressure here. Let's see how he does. Trying to extricate himself from this situation with a couple of men on.
Swing and a miss.
That's that slider I was talking about. A couple of years ago, the Yankees sent him back to the minors, work on his slider. Slider was a little flat. It broke sharp, and he threw it hard, but it didn't have the depth to it that this one has. Breaks straight down. He worked on it, got over the top of it, and it's become a much better pitch, much better weapon for him.
One and two. Right in on the hands, dribbled slowly to Headley. Fields fires. Not in time. Infield single, bases loaded.
As you can see, Rickard has speed. Headley was back with 2 strikes and 2 outs. Has the charge, makes a good play. Watching on YesMo, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. To throw, and you can see Rickard is clearly safe. And now Severino is going to have to work a little harder.
So an early big spot for the Yankee right-hander. And here's J.J. Hardy with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Yankees up 3-0. 1-0.
Started with a changeup.
Swing and a miss. Seems like he has all three pitches working tonight.
Another slider. Another good one.
One and two.
Yeah, these are disappearing. Right over the top for Harding.
And the 1-2. Swing and a miss. It gets past Sanchez. Scrambles after it. Fires to first. And that will do it. No runs. 3 hits. No errors. And the bases are left loaded. Clean, crisp Coors Light. Yankees have not played well here in Baltimore since the beginning of 2014. Orioles lead 23-8 in wins. Yankees have lost 10 straight series at Camden Yards, and obviously they haven't pitched well. They haven't hit well. You don't win many games scoring 3.2 runs per game, and the Orioles at the same time 4.6. So there hasn't been that much of a separation between the two teams. That should be 23-8. So the Yankees are trying to win their first series. They'll have to win tonight and tomorrow to do that. First series since the beginning of 2014. That one's driven deep to left field. Fair ball, it's gone. It is gone. See ya. 2 home runs for Holiday.
He didn't stay at 10 for long. Both of them are crushed. This one went up near the walkway down the line in left field. Well over 400 feet.
So 11 home runs for Holiday, and then he has 32 runs batted in. That'll bring up Castro. 4-0 Yankees.
Well, Tillman hadn't given up a home run until the Yankees arrived in town. It's fastball over the inner half, and Holiday hit it like he called for it himself. Ouch.
Oh, my. That could not have felt good. 2-1 on Castro. Castro grounded to short. That was in the first.
This isn't a primetime Castro situation. He's hit 7 home runs this year, all of them with men on base. Although it looked like he was going for his first solo shot on that swing. That's what I mean. His swings looks like it's getting a little long.
Strike 3. Castro down looking.
Target's in. That pitch is inside too. I don't think it had quite the corner. No, that's a ball. Bill Miller rings him up though. I used to hate when that happened.
Here's Aaron Judge. Just missed one in the first inning. Fly ball to deep left, caught by Mancini. Rip foul. He hit the home run yesterday against Dylan Bundy, and Bundy explained, I was feeling really good about my fastball, so I decided to throw it. And that's the ball that was hit out.
I think it was 112 miles an hour. The
112, yeah.
Exit velo.
The 0-1. Now look at the difference in strikeout percentage, swing and miss, chase percentage, everything has led to Major League Baseball's largest decrease in all. An increase in production, which we've watched all year.
Well, the chase percentage leads to counts like this, 2-1 instead of 1-2. And then you get better pitches to hit. Even though he took that for a strike, they looked like a pretty good pitch to hit. It was up.
There's a base hit to center field.
And Michael, you called it before. You said that even though the home run power had gone down a little bit, he's still getting his hits. He's still a 300 hitter.
I was talking with Dan Duquette, the GM of the Orioles, yesterday, and he said about Judge, he said, you got to give credit to the Yankees. He said everybody in the first round passed on him until they picked him late. He goes, and they developed him. They didn't rush him. He said they took their time and they didn't give up last year. They actually did a great job fine-tuning before they called him up. And Duquette thinks he's the real deal. He does not think this is a flash in the pan thing. And a lot of people in baseball think there's lasting power there. Pitch outside to Didi, who doubled his first time up and scored. Logan Verrett is up for the O's.
Now, the most home runs Judge has ever hit in a season is 23. That was 19 in the minor leagues last year and 4 in the big leagues. And he's got 17 already. And we're just over a quarter of the way through the season.
Snap throw to first, and Judge is back. Meredith, you have more about last game's home run?
Well, it's interesting, Michael, when Aaron Judge went back into the dugout, it looked like he was shushing a couple of his teammates, putting his finger up to his lips. You'll see it right here. And I asked Rob Refsnyder about it today, and he said he thinks he maybe gave him a little bit of extra motivation. Those two, as you mentioned, are very good friends. And he said to him, you're not going to come up big here. You can't hit a home run here. Aaron Judge did just that and let those guys know about it when he got back to the dugout.
I also heard that in the clubhouse, the media came in. They said, you know, you're leading the major leagues in home runs now.
And he said that doesn't matter to him. He just had a smile on his face, but he's just happy to contribute in any way. And I asked hitting coach Alan Cockrell about that, and he said you just wouldn't know that he's leading the majors by the way that he acts, calling him one of the most humble kids that he's ever met. He then added, Michael, he's like a silent assassin. He goes about his business and kills baseballs.
He's had an amazing start as Didi was turned loose on 3-0 and lined a sharp one to center, but Rickard was right there.
You know, you made a good point too, Michael, about scouting and developing, because there are certain teams throughout Major League Baseball. One area might be stronger than the other. You know, you scout these kids, you sign them, but then the development might be a little weak, and all of a sudden it takes them a little longer to get the big leagues, or they don't get there at all. Well, scouting and development have to work hand in hand to produce major league ball players from your minor league system, and depending on how long it takes, you got to have the payoff. And the Yankees are getting the payoff with Judge.
One 1-0 on Hicks. Had an RBI single in the second inning. Hitting .301. Foul back here.
You know, it's not only Judge, it's players like Severino. He was signed, scouted. They thought he had a good arm, but then the Yankees had to develop him. They had to send him back to the minors a couple of times. But Severino was paid off. It looks like he's got the type of stuff that he could be a #1 pitcher in the not too distant future.
And don't forget how long they kept Sanchez in the minors.
Yeah.
They signed him very young.
Yeah.
And the rush wasn't there.
Yeah.
So 2-1 on Hicks.
Of course, there are all kinds of scouts. I mean, there's amateur scouts. They go out and find the kids around the country, or the college kids, or high school kids, or Latin American scouting system. But then there's the pro scouts, and they're the ones that recommend players for trade. And I'm speaking of Aaron Hicks right now. He has the tools. It took him a little while to get going. He had been a #1 draft pick years ago in Minnesota, but this year he seems to have put it all together and is making a contribution.
2-2.
And we just saw a section of pro scouts behind home plate. Some are advanced scouts. What they will do, whoever the Yankees are playing next, there might be a Toronto scout there, and he's sending reports back to the Blue Jays. John Gibbons, the manager of the Blue Jays, will read those reports as the Yankees get ready to play the Jays in the next series.
Two. Nice play by Pena. There you go. Oh, and he dabbed too. Three and two, so that's going to release Judge at first. 3-2, 2 outs. Yankees up 4-0. Headley's on deck. And Hicks works a walk. So first and second, 2 outs. Remember, Verrett is warming. The first a trip from Roger McDowell.
Hicks has been on base twice tonight, and his on-base percentage starting the ball game was 43%. So that continues to climb.
Well, this has to be tough for a guy like Hillman. Came into this year with a 72-48 lifetime record. He's been a big-time pitcher. And now with the shoulder issues, and they tried, the blood spinning that they shot into his shoulder, hope that would correct it, and he starts the season on the DL. So Tillman is not the same pitcher that he's been.
No, it just doesn't seem to have the same jump on his fastball and the sharpness on the breaking ball. So that combination, facing good hitting team, they're going to hit the ball hard. The Yankees have been hitting it hard since the first inning.
Here's Headley. 1-0.
Okay, Headley's looking for a pitch. Remember the pitch he popped up? Should have hit that high changeup. Now he's got himself in a fastball count. Really look for something you like. It's almost like you put it on a tee where you want it and you swing at it. If it's not there, 2-0, you can take it. If Tillman makes a good pitch, just let it go. Right now you're open for business for what you want.
Grounded through for a base hit. Judge rounds third. He's coming home. The throw from Smith, not in time. It's an RBI single for Headley, and the Yankees lead 5-0.
Well, obviously he got what he wanted. And he also knocked Tillman out of this game.
Well, Buck Showalter is going to take the ball from Chris Tillman. He'll call on Verrett with Refsnyder due up. Hottest collectibles of the season. It's Reggie Jackson bobblehead night, the second in the 2017 collectible series presented by AT&T for the first 18,000 guests in attendance. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com, visit the Yankee Stadium ticket window, Yankees clubhouse shops, or call Ticketmaster at 877-469-9849.
You notice the way that bobblehead was looking up, it's like Reggie got a hold of one.
Well, the Yankees got a hold of some. Chris Tillman did not have a 2 2/3 innings, 7 hits, 5 runs, 2 walks, 1 strikeout, and he leaves runners on first and third for Logan Verrett. And Verrett will face Refsnyder. Refsnyder walked in the second. Hicks at third, Headley is at first. Yankees have the classic New York City area code over the first 3 innings. 2-1-2, 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third. They lead 5-0, still batting in the top of the third. Those are very valuable phone numbers now that start with 2-1-2. High fly ball. Right field. Smith is there, and Verrett gets out of trouble. But here in Baltimore, and it's an overcast evening, but it's a holiday night. In the first inning, it's his 10th home run of the year. And then, here in the third, another solo blast. 5-0 Yankees. Honda dealers. Hurry to your local Honda dealer for great deals on the 2017 models. Well, Severino has a 5-0 lead as we start at the bottom of the third inning. 5-7-0 leading 0-3-0. Smith will start it off. 1-0. You know what happened 35 years ago today, Kenny?
Oh, I was playing.
That's right, you were. And you were there.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
1-1. Rounded to first. Nice play by Refsnyder. Taking himself. He took too much time and almost lost the play, but he gets it. 1 down. That was the day, Kenny, that Cal Ripken Jr. began his consecutive game streak. Ended up at 26-32, and the streak spanned 17 seasons. And he actually passed Lou Gehrig's mark on September 6th of 1995, right here at Oriole Park at Camden Yards.
That's just amazing.
Did he ever articulate, "I never want to take a day off"? Did you guys ever hear him say that?
I never heard him say it, but you just knew he was in there. It's interesting because Scope at the plate now was the only player in the big leagues last year to play every game. 162.
And that's a big deal.
Yeah.
That is one record that you could really with certainty say that it's not going to be broken.
No, well, I will say this. Cal was physically the strongest player I ever played with. He very strong man, mentally and physically. I think that's a mental record more than a physical record because he was just physically strong.
You know, we're talking about the brawl between the Giants and the Nationals, and Ripken has told the story that the closest he ever came to missing a game was the brawl that injured Mike Messina with Bill Hasselman.
I think it was against Seattle.
Yeah. and Ripken really twisted his knee and it swelled up, and he thought he was going to definitely miss the next day, but when he woke up, he was okay enough to go in the lineup.
I think they got rained out, and then they played the next day. I think that's what happened. But the story of how his inning streak was broken is kind of interesting. I believe Cal Ripken Sr. was the manager, and Ron Washington was a backup infielder on the Orioles, who, of course, went on to manage the Texas Rangers. And Ripken Sr., the Orioles getting blown out. He says, next inning, you go play shortstop. And this was going to break the inning streak. And Ron Washington said, does Cal know about this? And Ripken Sr. said, I'm the manager. You go play shortstop next inning.
Cal ended up having a Hall of Fame career, but there are some that say he would have been better if he had rested some. You'll never know.
Yeah.
I think that part of his greatness was his stick-to-itiveness and the fact that he could be counted on every day. It was probably tough to manage him. I mean, moving him from shortstop to third was no easy thing.
Yeah, well.
Rookie of the year he started the streak, 2-time American League MVP, 19-time All-Star, won World Championship in '83. As the struggling Machado goes down on strikes for the second time, and Severino spins a 1-2-3 third. We're going to the fourth, 5-0 Yanks. And better than ever, watch every out-of-market regular season game live on over 400 supported devices. Plus, get a free subscription to At Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. Is that your son, Kenny?
Yeah, that's him. Enjoying himself at the ball game.
Audi scoreboard, 5-0 Yankees.
I should say that's one of them, yeah.
There's 3 in total.
Yeah, that's right.
And then, of course, your favorite, your daughter.
Don't say that to the boys.
The 2-0. 2-1.
Good changeup by Ferret. Well, the Orioles got from the Mets in exchange for cash considerations.
Two-one. 3-1.
Gardy's hit the ball hard twice. The home run, he hit a smash the second that Scope made a nice play on. Maybe starting to heat up again.
Drill deep to right field. There it goes. See ya. Another home run for Gardner.
Well, he's staring at Holiday as he's coming around home plate.
I mean, the Ball brothers are really intent on hitting home runs.
4 home runs for the Yankees tonight.
So number 11 hits number 11. And that'll bring up Sanchez, who obviously wants to join the club. Pitch outside.
Well, right there, and the other was more of a high fly ball. This is more of a line drive out to the flag court. Forearm bashes.
Well, Gardner has had an unbelievable month of May.
Yeah. He's hitting over 330 this month.
Line to left field, and that's going to dunk in front of Mancini for a hit.
It was kind of an unusual swing. Did you see that? It's like he didn't follow through.
Like he served it out there.
Exactly.
Well, now Gardner has tied Holiday for home runs on the night, so Holiday looking to move ahead in this personal home run race, and they're tied on the season with 11. Kenny, when you consider how bad a month of April Gardner had, for him to do what he's done in May, I mean, he's brought his numbers up to more than respectability. He has 11 home runs. He has 24 runs batted in. He's the leadoff guy. So he's been a real spark plug for the Yankees and plays his usual outstanding defense in left field. The 0-1.
Yankees have 6 players in the lineup tonight with 20 or more runs batted in. And you got Gregorius, who wasn't around for how many weeks, and he's knocking on the door of 20. So they're getting production all throughout the lineup. We've talked about this before. Scoring more runs this year. Takes pressure off the pitchers.
And Holiday down on strikes. Now people forget, Kenny, how long Gardner has been part of the whole deal. He's 33 years old. Been with the Yankees from the very beginning. Drafted him out of the College of Charleston. This is his 9th big league season. Part of the 2009 World Championship. Gold Glove winner in left field.
Longest tenured Yankee.
Yep.
In the last couple of years, there's been some trade talk. And to me, you start to see your name, bandied about in trade situations, and it kind of fires you up. You don't want to leave. It's the only organization he's ever known. And I think the challenge from Joe Girardi at the beginning of the year, I want you to score 100 runs. And he's among the league leaders in runs scored. He's got 2 more tonight.
Feels like he wants to take total credit for about 30 of them.
30,
driving himself in.
Yeah, 34 runs scored. Judge has 39, leading the league.
Ground ball, base hit. Through the right side for Castro. Sanchez will stop at second. And Kenny, that's what he does when he's hitting the ball the right way.
Exactly. At the beginning of the year, he bought into it. Marcus Thames was told him, look, try and stay through the middle and go the other way. The hole is open with a runner at first. Slashes it through the hole for a base hit. How many times have we seen him hit the ball well to the opposite field at Yankee Stadium? You know, the swing was a lot more crisp that time as opposed to, you know, falling down, swinging, going for the downs. Home runs are nice, but not every pitch is thrown up there to be hit for a home run.
Here's Judge. Runners on first and second, one out. Yankees lead 6-0. 1-0. Fouled away. So the Yankee offense, which has been somewhat dormant, except for Sunday against the A's, it's exploded for 10 hits and 6 runs so far.
Yeah, we're not through the 4th inning yet.
One and two.
In fact, everybody has a hit with the exception of Ref Snyder, and he's walked in one of his 2 appearances. So, but the party's still going, so he has a chance to join it.
How about this incredible stat by Buster Only of ESPN? So Gardner hit his 11. Holiday has 11. Judge has 17. So those 3 combined have 39 home runs. The Red Sox as a team have 42 home runs.
Yeah, they don't have Big Papi either.
It's a loss?
Yeah, it's a major loss.
2-2. 3-2. Certainly not an easy night for Showalter. His team broke a 7-game losing streak yesterday. 3-2. Drilled into right center field. Going back, Smith. It's over his head and up against the base of the wall. Sanchez is coming home. He'll score. Here comes Castro. He'll score. It's a 2-run double for Judge, and the Yankees lead 8-0.
There's a prime example of how hard he hits the ball. Looked like a slider up out over the plate. Didn't have his best swing at it, but the ball got over Smith's head in like a blink of an eye. This is a rocket off the 373 side. Scores 2 runs. Maybe Giancarlo Stanton, maybe, but I don't think anybody hits the ball as hard as Aaron Judge. Nobody.
RBIs number 36 and 37 for Judge. He's 2 for 3 tonight. Here is Gregorius. He's 1 for 2 with a run scored. Pitch outside from Barrett. Fly ball left field. Mancini makes the play. Hicks rips one foul. Interesting stat about Brett Gardner. This is his third multi-home run game of the year. He's had 5 his entire career, so 2 before this season.
Taking his power game up to another level.
Yeah.
You know, Michael, this kind of all started. Remember when we did the series in Pittsburgh and he was struggling big time? This is last month. But you could see him coming out of it in Pittsburgh, start hitting the ball with a little more authority. And since that series, once the Yankees got back home and then into Chicago, he's been on fire with the long ball.
Strike 3, Hicks down looking. So it's been a great night for Brett Gardner. Led off the game with a home run in the first. This inning, he plants his 11th. The amazing thing, he didn't even have a home run until April 29th. Inning, it is 8-0 Yankees, and Severino enjoying this lead as he deals outside to Trumbo on the Audi scoreboard. 8-11-0, leading 0-3-0.
And Severino hadn't been getting much in the way of run support until tonight. He's got no issues with his offense tonight.
Trumbo fouls it back, 2-1. That was a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. And we take a look at it on the Fast Pitch Speed Analytics, brought to you by Fios. Well, Sanchez didn't like something that he saw because maybe Trumbo was right on that pitch and fouled it straight back.
It's a high fastball. Trumbo's been swinging the bat well this month. Much better than he did in April.
Fly ball right field. Judge right there. One away.
Davis had a base hit his last time. He'd been 1 for 16. Good changeup. How about a changeup at 90 miles an hour?
Some people wish they had fastballs like that. You know, interesting story in SI by Tom Verducci about how many people are throwing curveballs now because the hitters have adapted to all this velocity. And if you can make it bend and take a little something off it, it becomes a really valuable pitch because the fastballs are getting hit because everybody's gearing up for them. They're seeing them the entire game out of the bullpen.
Yeah, I think we both agree there are more hard throwers now than there were years ago. And I certainly have seen it. That just about everybody's throwing 95.
Two.
Ooh, I got a piece of Sanchez. Maybe hit the glove. Looks like he's okay. Foul tip off the bat of Davis. Yep, off the glove. See Davis bring the hands in, and if he didn't, that bat would have been gone. Shattered.
Swing and a miss. 98 upstairs.
Fourth strikeout of the night for Severino. Man, he has electric stuff. Right on by. Long swing was no match for that pitch.
Strike to Castillo. Yankees lead 8-0. Pair of home runs by Gardner. Pair of home runs by Holiday. 2-run double by Aaron Judge.
And plus, Severino and Sanchez have a nice little rhythm going here. It's just about the same amount of time between each pitch. Wheeling and dealing.
Swing and a miss. So a 1-2-3 inning for Severino, who has retired 7 in a row. We go to the 5th. On Thursday, the beginning of a 4-game set in Canada. We go to the 5th inning. Yankees lead this one 8-0. Chase Headley will lead it off. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI single. GMC scoreboard tells you the info you need as Headley swings and misses. Broken bat looper into shallow right, and it's going to dunk in. It found a hole. Scope was playing in shallow right field. He couldn't get there, and Smith couldn't get there either. We go back to Bob Lorenz for another update. Thank you, Bob. We'll hear more from Bob and Jack later on. Here is Ref Snyder. 0 for 1 with a walk. And a strike.
It's nice of the fans of Chicago. Give Chris Sale a standing over. I think he pitched less. He was a #1 draft pick and was less than 11 innings in the minor leagues before they brought him up to the big leagues.
Well, the fans loved him. I'm not sure the management loved him after he cut up the uniforms. They had a volatile relationship. Let's put it that way.
Yes.
Right back to Verrett. He throws low, and everybody's safe. Scope could not come up with the scoop. So that should be an E1.
Scope couldn't come up with the scoop.
That's what I saw.
Yeah, that's what I saw too. And that's going to go as a fielder's choice for Ref Snyder, reaching and an error on the throw by Verrett. Sort of a lawn dart right in front of Scope.
Well, he might have been out. I don't know if the Orioles will challenge that, because it looked like he picked that up before Headley got there.
Yeah, they're going to challenge.
Yeah.
It'll still be a fielder's choice, but it looks like Headley's going to be retired 1 to 4. Up to the shoulder and quickly recovers. And did he get it before Headley got to the bag? This is a better angle.
He has it there.
Yeah, he's out.
It looks like they've cut down on the boom box, Kenny.
How so?
They don't bring that big.
Oh, the thing
yeah.
Like refrigerator they used to bring out before?
Yeah. A little cooler.
Box. I thought those were retired years ago. It looks to me like he's out. It shouldn't take too long.
It's taking longer than we think it should take. If they have the replays that we just saw, which they do. I guess they're trying to decide, did he have control of the ball?
Kind of looked like it.
It did.
We take yet another look. Here we go.
And they do overturn it.
So that will go 1 to 4 on the force out, and Ref Snyder indeed is on the fielder's choice. Quick hands of Jonathan Scope, who scooped it up.
Here is that man, Brett Gardner. He's had a night, 2 for 3. Couple of home runs, 11 home runs on the year. Led off the game with a home run, then grounded sharply to second. That was in the second. In the fourth, another home run, both solo shots.
Kind of a Frank Sinatra song. Frank Sinatra song, That's Life. You're riding high in April, shot down in May. That's kind of reverse of that.
Take a look at the splits. First 18 games, 188. Last 27 games, 337. He didn't have an RBI in the first 18 games. Castillo blocks it.
He's hit the ball hard 3 times tonight. He's got a good night going with the 2 hits, the 2 home runs. Although you should get a little extra credit for 2 home runs on a good night.
The 1-2. Oh, caught by Chris Davis and turned into a double play. Gardner is on everything tonight. But this time a little hard luck and a quick glove by Chris Davis. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Yes, tomorrow at 7:30, New York City FC battles the New England Revolution at home in the Bronx. And Saturday at 8, the boys in blue take on the Philadelphia Union. Watch NYCFC presented by Etihad Airways right here on Yes and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Trey Mancini with a 1-1 count. It'll be the bottom third of the Oriole order. GMC scoreboard shows the Yankees up 8-0. Base hit through the right side.
Mancini's got a couple of hits tonight, 2 for 2.
There's Joey Rickard. Infield single in the second. That was the Orioles' opportunity.
Yeah.
That bases loaded, 2 men out, and J.J. Hardy struck out to end the inning and the threat.
At the time, it was 3-0 Yankees, and they have just tacked on from that point on. And before the game today, Jonathan Holder, the young rookie pitcher for the Yankees, we saw him in the game yesterday, went to Mississippi State, and I asked him if he ever met Buck Showalter.
Popped up, shallow right center. Castro makes the play.
Nice play by Castro on a short fly ball. And he said he had never met Buck before. So I said, well, I'll introduce you if you like. And he said, sure. He said that, you know, Buck is a legend down in Starkville. And Buck played 1 year at Mississippi State, was first team All-American, and hit a record, which is still a record, 459 for Mississippi State that year. And then later on went back to school and got his degree in education. But Buck said, yeah, I know who this young man is. I saw him yesterday. He's got a good arm. So it was a sort of a nice meeting. First time that Jonathan Holder, who would pitch at Mississippi State, got to meet Buck Showalter.
Swing and a miss by Hardy.
As we were walking across the field, said, you know he's a legend, don't you?
Buck was a pretty good player who unfortunately was a first baseman, and the Yankees had somebody named Don Mattingly ahead of him.
Yeah, they did. And I don't think in those days there was such a thing as minor league free agency. You know, if you spent enough time, you could go to another organization if you wanted to.
Chop toward first. Refsnyder take the out at first as Mancini moves to second. Well, how about this? Not only was Mattingly the one blocking his way, but in 1981 he actually roomed with Mattingly when they both played in Nashville. So you wonder how many nights he just stood watching him snore.
And shortly thereafter, Mattingly was in the big leagues.
Yeah, Buck was a 294 lifetime hitter in the Yankee minor league system before becoming a coach. .70 pitches, 59 strikes. Check that, 51 and 19 balls.
He's locked in.
Ground ball to second. And they get Smith for the final out. No runs a hit, no errors, and one man left. We go to the sixth, 8-0 Yanks. power outburst. 2 home runs by Gardner, 2 by Holiday. And they have 12 hits. They knocked out the starter Chris Tillman in the 3rd inning. Logan Verrett has come on, and he will face Gary Sanchez. Pitch is high. Sanchez singled and came around to score in the 4th inning. With Tanaka going tomorrow night, see the lefty Donnie Hart up. In all likelihood, you'll see Austin Romine behind the plate. Those two worked so well together in the 13 strikeout game.
Gives a chance to give Sanchez a night off. Tomorrow's getaway night, as the Yankees are getting in fairly early in the morning in Toronto.
A 1-2. Bounced up there.
Blue Jays been playing better baseball lately. They're starting to get healthy. Kind of buried themselves at the beginning. That should be a good series up at Rogers Center. Look out. I thought that got him. Yep. Just got a piece of the uniform of Sanchez, and he'll head down to first base.
I don't think he wanted to go. Probably hit a button. So here's Holiday. 2 for 3 tonight. Pair of home runs and a strikeout.
Holiday in his career has hit 2 home runs in a game. I don't know if he's done it again. Did he do it previously this year? Because now this would be the 22nd time he's done it. He's never hit 3 in a game.
The 0-2. Strike 3. He does not like that call.
Verrett will pick up his 3rd strikeout. Let's see.
You can see his complaint. He said it was low.
Yeah, it looked below the border here. Yeah.
And there's his bald brother. Sticking up. Here is Castro. Driven out to left field and deep. Going back Mancini. He'll make the play on the track for the 2nd out.
Not quite the crack of the bat you would like. I think it was a little bit off the end, or if Castro would have had another homer. Didn't waste any time picking on the first pitch. Targets away. Yeah, a little bit off the end of the bat, not on the sweet spot.
Judge fouls one off.
There are nights when you're catching, you feel like you've put down all the wrong fingers. That could be the case for Castillo tonight. Yankees with 8 runs on 12 hits and 4 home runs. But in his defense, you call the pitch, they don't always throw it where you want them to throw it. They get it towards the middle of the plate, and that's their fault, not yours. Looks like he wants a fastball up.
That one gets past Castillo, but Sanchez stays put. And the 1-2.
Judge is getting more and more known throughout baseball. I was thinking before the game today, he ran out of the dugout and all the fans started cheering right away when they first saw him out of the dugout.
Two.
And I'm beginning to think this is a road city. It's not Yankee Stadium. And it'll be interesting to see, when the Yankees go on the road to the West Coast, what kind of experience it'll be for him out there.
Sanchez will go 3-2-2 outs, top of the 6th, 8-0 Yanks. And he walks. On base for the 3rd time. Single, double, 2 ribbies, run scored. And the time they got him, a long fly ball to left. Well, that is going to do it for Verrett. They will call on the lefty to face Didi Gregorius. Yankees lead 8-0. New episode of WB Mason Presents The Joe Girardi Show, as the skipper looks at this big stretch of games against AL East opponents, including the Orioles, Blue Jays, and Red Sox. It's all new Sunday at 5, only on Yes, right after the Yankees and the Blue Jays. So Donnie Hart comes on to face Gregorius. Now that's the book move to make, but if you look deeper into the book and you see the numbers on Hart, Gregorius hits .323 against lefties, and since the start of the 2016 season, a .324 hitter against lefties.
Yeah, I think I was watching the games when Paul O'Neill was there, and one thing I think Paul would tell you as a left-hand hitter, you got to keep that front shoulder in there. Can't spin out too quickly against the lefties.
You know, we showed the shot of the scouts behind the plate earlier, and one of the guys sitting there is Tim Naring of the Yankees. And Tim Naring, a trusted advisor to Brian Cashman, was the one who really went to bat and told them to get Gregorius from the Diamondbacks. He said he will hit. He was right. He has hit.
And hit lefties too.
Yeah.
It was kind of slow going at the first for Gregorius when he came to the Yankees, but he's become a valued member of the team. Solid shortstop.
He kind of took over for a difficult guy to replace.
Yeah.
2-0. Fly ball. Shallow center back is Hardy. He'll make the play, and that will do it. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. Let's go to the bottom of the 6th. Happy. Right now, the guy in the road gray seems like he's pleased. Jonathan Scope takes a strike from Severino. I've been saving this up, but I think an 8-0 game was the right time to say it.
Go.
Jonathan Scope, look-alike. John Starks of the New York Knicks. Foul back and out of play.
I'll go for that.
Especially when you look at him dead on. The profile, no, but dead on. It kind of looks like him. And he's turned into a heck of a player for the Orioles.
Scope. Oh yeah. Hit 25 home runs last year as a second baseman. That's pretty good production. Tough play.
And a swipe tag by Refsnyder, but the throw pulled him off the bag. Scope will reach. We'll see how they score it.
You got to get a hit at home.
It is a hit, Kenny.
Yeah, Didi on the run. We look at this on Yes Mo, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. And you can see Refsnyder does not make the tag, and Scope gets the hit. Hit that hit it just softly enough.
Here's Manny Machado, who struck out twice against Severino. 1-0.
Manny's average down to 214, and the further you go into the season, the harder it is to bring your average up. As the bats start to pile up, and what you really need is a couple of good months to really get back into it. Looks like he's just feeling for the ball on that one. Spoiled it.
Rip foul. I think the Orioles have a tremendously difficult decision to make. This guy's going to be a free agent at the end of next season, 2018. They have to decide if they can't sign him. Will they deal him and get something back for him? Swing and a miss. Goes down on strikes again.
Well, you mentioned he had good numbers against Severino, but Severino has his number tonight. The hat trick. Yeah, Michael, I don't think he looks like himself. And it has been this way for the majority of the season. Now, he does have 10 home runs. The power's there, but you're used to seeing Manny Machado hit 280 or above.
Two 2-0 to Trumbo. I mean, if you do end up trading him, it sends a bad message to your fan base. But you know, when you hear what Harper might command, $40 million a year, are the Orioles willing to go there? And they're not going to be able to know, because Boras usually takes his clients right to free agency, especially if you get close. But that would be a tough pill for a fan base to swallow. This is our guy. We drafted him and
developed him.
Right. Became a star here, and now we let him go.
This is what you want your #1 draft picks to be.
Exactly.
Be productive major leaguers.
They walked Trumbo on 4 pitches. First walk of the night for Severino.
Manny definitely in a funk right now.
Team's in a funk. You know, one of the issues the Orioles once had is that, you know, Mike Messina got away.
Yeah.
Drafted, developed, became a star, and he got away as a free agent. Not just got away, but he got away to a division rival.
Yeah, and pitched well in New York. Well, we mentioned it had been sort of a muggy, rainy night earlier. Rain's not coming down now. There's no mist now, but see Severino getting the treatment on his cleats. Footing is very important for pitchers. When you land, you don't want any slipping. That's a groin injury waiting to happen.
Severino has allowed 1 earned run in the last 18 and a third innings pitched. Pitch outside to Chris Davis. It's 8-0 Yankees.
Now, one thing you have to remember too, that the Orioles already gave out one big contract, and that's Chris Davis. And Manny would be certainly, his contract would eclipse that
by a lot.
Changeup.
Now, Severino pitched so well against the Royals last time out. Kenny Detell didn't start, and there's a change. And Lorenzo Cain said after the game, he said, "Wow, that guy is something special." He said, "With that fastball and a slider and a change," he said, "he's pretty unhittable." Where'd they find him was his quote.
Scouts. Scout in the Dominican Republic. Had a good eye for young talent. And they have to project what players will be maybe 5 years down the road.
Swing and a miss. Davis down on strikes again. That was tipped into the glove of Sanchez.
Project whether they'll get bigger and stronger and be able to throw a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. Not everybody can do it, but Severino can.
There's Castillo, 0 for 2. You can see the trust meter is rating a lot higher on Severino from Girardi because there's nobody up in the Yankee bullpen. And we have seen that in the past, until a pitcher proves themselves, he will get somebody up in a hurry despite a big lead.
You know, last start, Severino threw a career high 114 pitches. It'll be interesting to see how far Joe lets him go tonight. Now he's he's got 92, so he's coming up on 100. But the way he's dealing, this is only the second time the Orioles have had more than one man on base in an inning.
Grounded to short. Going to be a tough play. And a base hit for Castillo. So the bases were loaded.
Got 2 infield hits this inning. Castillo smiling, but he'll take it.
So here's a big spot for Trey Mancini if the O's want to try to get back in this. It's 8-0 Yankees, bases loaded. Severino deals. 0-1. Now a friendly call with Mike Harkey. The 0-1. Another slow roller. Going to be a tough play again. Throw to first. Not in time. Run scores. 3 infield singles. It's 8-1 Yanks.
Infield's playing too deep. You know, interestingly enough, and here comes Larry Rothschild. This is just to give Severino a little bit of a breather here. On these plays that has Gregorius throwing the first on these slow rollers. One thing a right fielder is taught, but not everyone does, is to back up plays at first base. And I've watched Judge on these plays. You can see him coming into the picture here. You saw him coming into the picture. He did it not only on the one to Castillo, but he just did it on this last one by Mancini. And those are something that you are taught in the minor leagues. Not every right fielder does it, but he does. And that's what you should be doing.
So the anatomy of a soft rally. 3 soft ground balls to Gregorius and a walk as Adam Warren is up. Here's Joey Rickard with the bases loaded, still 2 outs. Oh, 2. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout for Severino, who is pumped up as he comes off the mound. 1 run, 3 soft hits, and the bases left loaded. We go to the 7th.
Tonight's injury report brought to you by Montefiore, doing more in state-of-the-art healthcare. There are currently 4 Yankees on the DL, and all of them are making progress. In fact, Jacoby Ellsbury said earlier that this is the best he has felt since being diagnosed with a concussion. He woke up today with no headache for the first time, so they were able to let him run a little bit on the field. He'll do a little bit more tomorrow as long as he doesn't have any of those symptoms reoccur overnight. But it looks as though if everything goes well with Ellsbury, guys, he could be back as early as this weekend.
Well, that would be a quick recovery for him, and the guy at the plate has made his absence a little less drastic. Cadillac scoreboard 8-1 Yankees over the O's. Aaron Hicks has played very well. And a strike. RBI single for Hicks in the 2nd, walked in the 3rd, struck out in the 4th.
Hit well from both sides of the plate this year. Started out as a 300 hitter left-handed and over 280 right-handed. So doesn't matter who's on the mound. Joe Girardi can plug him in if he wants to. And he's shown a good eye from both sides of the plate, too.
Fly ball, right center. Rickard over, makes the play. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees.
I bet you that tastes a lot better when you got an 8-1 lead.
Fouled away by Headley. Well, they just announced the attendance, Kenny.
Yeah.
16,126. And I've been fortunate enough to be coming to this ballpark since it opened. And I can't remember a smaller crowd for a Yankee-Oriole game.
And, especially after yesterday's 40,242 on the Memorial Day. I don't know if the weather had anything to do with it. It wasn't as nice today as it was yesterday, but that's a big drop off.
Ground ball is short. Hardy gets Headley. 2 outs.
Got to get Ref Snyder a hit here. This might be his last opportunity. Every other starter has at least 1 hit. You don't want to be the guy left outside of that velvet rope. You ever have the guy look at you and say, no, you're not getting in?
I don't go to those type of places.
Well, I mean, you're so well known in New York. You just.
Yeah, I'll play along. I've been thrown out of some good places. Grounded foul. What's the old Groucho Marx line? I don't want to be part of a club that I can get into. Tommy Lane is up for the Yanks. Now looks like Brian Mitchell will begin throwing alongside him. The 0-1. 0-2. The 0-2.
Just thinking it, you know, you're the guy who has your picture on the side of buses in New York.
Long time ago.
But still.
1-2. Trying to come inside on Ref Snyder. 2-2. And the pitch. 3-2. Top of the 7th, it's 8-1 Yankees. Yankees scored 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third, and 3 in the fourth. Here's the payoff. Still 3-2. And the pitch. High fly ball left center. Converging Rickard and Mancini. Rickard makes the call and the catch, and that'll do it here in the 7th as the Yankees go down in order against Hart. Time for the 7th inning stretch. 12-0, leading 1-7-0. Gardner and Holiday each with a pair of solo home runs. Aaron Judge a 2-run double. Severino's been great. He's still in there. Chris Tillman not so great. Just lasted 2 2/3. So Severino deals to Hardy. Strike one here in the bottom of the 7th. Another try for Gregorius. This one hit a little harder. Over to the new first baseman, Chris Carter. We go back to the studios, and Bob Lorenz has more. Well, that is going to do it. Thank you, Bob, for Luis Severino. He last one out into the 7th inning. And at an even 100 pitches, the youngster will turn the ball over. So Seth Smith is coming in. And Severino, another outstanding outing. Keeps getting better and better. Hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts. He threw 100 pitches. His season ERA dropped from 3.11 to 2.93. Looking to pick up his 4th win against 2 losses, but the bullpen will have to handle 8 outs. And the first one is Tommy Lane, as he will deal to Seth Smith. Lane has not pitched the way he pitched last year. He did come in the series against the A's and got an out on 1 pitch, so that was a positive development. We'll see what he does here against Smith.
Yeah, this might be the only man he's going to face. A left-on-left matchup. The Yankee bullpen continues to throw. You got a couple of righties coming up. Well, actually 3 in a row scheduled for the Orioles.
Cadillac scoreboard 8-1 Yankees over the Orioles. Smith 0 for 3 against Severino. And there's a strike. Yankees looking for their 30th win of the year. They're 29-19. The Orioles are 26-23. Orioles come into action 3.5 games out. The Red Sox in second place, 3 games out, and the Red Sox behind Chris Sale lead 7-3 over the White Sox, top of the 3rd. So it's Warren and Mitchell warming. Driven deep to left field, but backing up is Gardner. He's there to make the play for the 2nd out. So will Showalter see Lane stay in, or will Girardi bring in one of the right-handers?
Well, looks like he's going to stay with 2 outs and nobody on. So Scope is 1 for 3.
scored the Orioles' only run. He reached on an infield single, a short in the 6th. Yankees obviously anxious to straighten things out with Lane, and the way Shreve has been pitching gives them two pretty good left-handers in the bullpen if they could straighten out Lane.
The change up there. Scope well out in front. Another one. Wow. Doubled up on the changeup. And that's an effective pitch. It gets some funky swings from hitters when they are fooled. Tried it again, wouldn't bite.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bottom of the 7th inning. Lane on a relief of Severino. 2-2. 3-2. And he walked him. So Scope with a 2-out walk. And now Machado due up. So Girardi tried to squeeze one more out of Lane. So he has signaled for one of the right-handers to get Machado. Yankees lead this one 8-1. Your mobile device with Fox Sports Go. Download the app and take Yankees baseball on Yes with you wherever you go. So Adam Warren gets the call to face Manny Machado. Know what happened today in 1995?
Let's see. No.
Derek Jeter's first big league hit. Now yesterday was his first game. He went 0 for 5. But he had a 5th inning single off of Tim Belcher in the game in Seattle. And first of many. So Severino has to feel pretty good about things, the way he has developed, and especially how he did not pitch well as a starter last year, but he wanted to be a starter. Obviously, it showed he'd be a great reliever. But the Yankees know starters are more valuable, and if you can develop a young starter, and so far so good for Severino.
You know, one of the key things I think he did, and we've talked about this many times, he sought out the advice of Pedro Martinez. You go to a Hall of Famer, pick his brain, and Pedro's worked on his mechanics, worked on his changeup. Pedro had one of the best in the game when he was dealing. So I give Severino credit for going to the top of the heap for advice.
Yeah, it's like going to Steve Jobs for computer advice. One, 2-1. And I think the success of Sanchez, Judge, Severino, I think it makes the guys down in the minor leagues fighting to get up feel better that if they can do it, then we can do it, and kind of pushes them that the Yankees are going to give youngsters a chance. Swing and a miss. Machado has struck out 3 times already. He does not want the golden sombrero. And the pitch, golden sombrero. He strikes out 4 times on the night. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. Brett Gardner will lead off the 8th, trying for his 3rd home run. Stick around and find out. Bose, the craftsman of commerce.
It's going to go with Brett Gardner. Got the game started off with a bang. 10th home run of the year, leading off the ball game, gave the Yankees an immediate 1-0 lead. Then in the 4th, oh, 1's good, 2's better. His 2nd home run of the night, his 11th of the year, and that's our game changer.
Well, Michael Gibbons, the new Orioles pitcher, hard-throwing righty, and here is Gardner leading off the 8th. And there's a strike.
Gibbons, a product of the Oriole farm system, although when he started in the system, he was a shortstop.
Hyundai scoreboard, 8-1 Yankees lead.
Gardner's hit the ball hard 4 times tonight.
Hit the home run in the 1st. Runners on second and third, one out. Orioles drew the infield in. He hit a blistering one-hopper to Scope. That was in the second. Home run in the fourth, and then he lined out sharply to Davis, who turned it into an unassisted double play at first. 1-2.
Gardner with the 2 hits has a good night. He wants to get that third one. Very good night.
Skied the other way. Out of play. Swing and a miss. They finally get Gardner quietly. One away.
Looked like an off-speed pitch for Givens. Picks up the strikeout. Givens is one of the better relievers for the Orioles. Yeah, this is looked like a changeup, maybe a splitter. Picks up out number 1 here in the 8th.
Here's Sanchez, 1 for 3. Singled, scored a run, and also just was nicked by a pitch in the 6th inning. Really probably hit the button on his shirt. So if you're going to get hit, that's the way to get hit. 1-0.
Yeah, no charging the mound after that.
No. Boy, we talk about developing players. The person in the Orioles organization that said, let's make this guy a pitcher. It's a pretty good call. Yeah. This guy can pitch.
Yeah, plus, like a number of the pitchers, we've mentioned this before, he has an unusual delivery, which makes him even tougher for righties.
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw Donnie Hart throws almost the same way from the left side. Plus, he's got a little Louis Tion in his motion. He kind of turns his back on the hitter.
Grounded to third. Machado with that flip across the diamond.
Yeah, one thing with Manny with his poor hitting this year, he hasn't really let it affect his fielding. He's made spectacular plays during the course of the year. So on the defensive side, he's still the same Manny Machado.
So here's Holiday, also going for his 3rd home run. So 2 home runs and 2 strikeouts from that. And a strike. We're in the 8th. It's 8-1 Yankees as they're trying to even up this 3-game set. This is the middle game. Orioles won 3-2 yesterday afternoon. And the Yankees came out on fire offensively tonight. Gardner and Holiday with a couple of solo home runs in the first. Hicks with an RBI single in the second. Holiday with a home run in the third. And a Headley RBI single. Then Gardner with a home run in the fourth, and then a 2-run double by Aaron Judge. That's the Yankee scoring. They've been quiet since the fourth. Davis knocks it down and makes a wild throw over the head of Givens, allowing Holiday to reach.
I believe that's going to be an E3. A lot of English on this ball. Off the glove, and then tried the miracle play by flipping it over his shoulder and nowhere near at first base bag. Wow.
That is an E3.
Flips it in the seeds. He gets a couple of errors.
One and 0 to Castro. Starlin 1 for 4 tonight. Singled and scored a run. He's 5 for his last 28. And we're seeing more of that during this stretch when he was taking that ball to right field. Now, the hit he got in the 4th inning, he did take through the right side of the infield.
Did that say 97? 97 with that delivery. These are the type of pitchers that make you a switch hitter.
You never had to deal with being this uncomfortable.
No, I just. You got to work at it, though.
And he takes it to right field, a base hit. So first and second, 2 outs for Aaron Judge.
Did you talk to him before the game?
At length.
He did. Start going to right field.
First, I asked Alan Cockrell if it was okay.
Yeah, okay.
Didn't want to infringe on anybody's work.
All right.
So here's Judge with runners on first and second and 2 outs.
I'm going to ask, was you on your radio show before the game? Or?
Judge hits almost like he gets interviewed by Meredith.
How so?
He swings, steps out, takes a breath, thinks things over before he gets in and answers another question. He's very deliberate. Nothing is done willy-nilly. He's just takes his time. And Meredith keeps throwing pitches.
That one's a little outside.
Swing and a miss. Judge down on strikes. Let's see how the behind the bat play is supposed to work. Davis did it wrong. Mark Burley, he did it right. Bartolo Colon did it right. That was wrong. Postgame as Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry are back in the studio with highlights and in-depth analysis. Plus, Meredith Moragovitz gets the clubhouse reaction. That's all coming up, and it's only on Yes. Now, this is a reminder. Tomorrow, the pregame is on Yes at 6:30. The game is on Pix 11 at 7. The postgame is on Yes following the game. And we've got Tanaka against Gausman. And now we have Brian Mitchell taking over Adam Warren, who got Machado on strikes. First up, Mark Trumbo. Strike. Hyundai scoreboard, 8-1 Yanks. Chopped slowly back to the mound.
Whoa.
And he airmails it over the head of Carter. So Trumbo will stop at second. That will be E1.
If you have a nickel for every time they work on this play in spring training, called PFP, Pitchers Fielding Practice. And I would say Carter's a good 6'3", maybe 6'4", and to throw it over his head with a leap, that takes some doing. And Trumbo's going to head to second. A two-base error charge to Mitchell. He had an easy out there.
So here's Chris Davis. And a strike. One and one. .95 miles an hour.
It looked like Davis helped him out. That might have been out of the strike zone. Yep. Need to get on a ladder to get to that one. He's in danger of striking out 3 times tonight.
And the 2-2. Swing and a miss. He strikes out 3 times. So he's 4 for his last 44 with 25 strikeouts.
Oh, my goodness. Mitchell threw the same heater. Might have clipped this one. Might have been ticked into the glove of Gary Sanchez. Yep, looked like it was. That was a signal from Bill Miller.
Boy, when he's not producing like this, you have to wonder if the Orioles regret the 7-year, $161 million deal they gave him.
4 for 4, 25 strike, more than half the time.
Yep. Just 10 home runs and 18 runs batted in. (2-0). 3-0 on Wellington Castillo.
You go back to 2013, and Davis hit 53 home runs, led Major League Baseball, drove in 138 runs, and he struck out 199 times. He hit 286. So he was getting his other hits, but most of his outs were strikeouts. But at that pace, the Orioles could deal with it with the 53 homers and 138 runs batted. Any team will take that.
Yep. And we said yesterday, although the pace could be a little bit more, he's at a pace for 250 strikeouts, which would break the all-time single season record, which is owned by Mark Reynolds. Ground ball is short. Charging is Gregorius. 2-away. And Reynolds' record is 223, set in 2009. There's Trey Mancini, 3 for 3, 3 singles tonight.
Raises average to an even 300. This is a key at bat.
Sanchez wants to talk with Mitchell.
0-2 count. If we're going to waste something, where are we going to waste it?
The 0-2. And wasted.
No, wasted.
And the 0-2. 96 upstairs.
Yeah, that's a nice waste pitch. An attention grabber. Don't lean over the plate.
Grounded. Foul. Just foul. Kerwin Danley right there. That was a happy young fan.
Well, we got another discussion here. Yeah, we got a nice look at this one down the line. Kerwin Danley all over this one. No discussion for it. They're not going to review it. Nice little dance step at the end with the call. Watch it kick the leg out.
Missed outside.
Joe Girardi would like to see Mitchell finish off this game. Not only a this inning, but the next. Save an arm in the bullpen for tomorrow night's game.
Bounced it. Mancini reaches for the 4th time. And in this ballpark, with this lineup, you know, you get a big blow right here. All of a sudden, it's 8-4, so you really can't mess around and put people on. And you can see Girardi is not exactly pleased with this.
Somebody's going to have to get up and throw.
Another slow roller. Kicks foul.
Do all of these slow rollers fall into the Baltimore chop category?
It's amazing.
Yeah, this is where it originated. Wee Willie Killer. The dead ball era, the back, I guess it was the 1880s. They're going to have to just chop the ball, try and make it to hit home plate, go high in the air, and then beat it out for a hit.
Up the middle, a base hit for Rickard. Trumbo will score. Moving to second is Mancini, and the Yankees lead by a score of 8-2.
Well, Mitchell kind of dug himself into a hole by throwing that first ball away for the error. He should have been out of the inning. Hanging slider. Rickard hits it back through the middle for the base hit. Orioles pick up their 2nd run.
There's J.J. Hardy. He is 0 for 3. And a strike. Pumps it in at 96. One run in, 1st and 2nd, 2 men out. Now these runs are unearned, but they count on the scoreboard. Unearned because if he had made that throw and everything follows in order the way it did, it would have been a 1-2-3 inning. How about this against their former teammate Chris Sale? Red Sox now lead the White Sox by just 1 run, 7-6 in the bottom of the 4th inning. Hoping that Girardi has unlimited usage. He's gone to that phone a bit. That one is punched out into right center field. It is a base hit. Mancini scores. Rickard goes to 3rd. It's an RBI single for Hardy, and the Yankees are up 8-3. These are the type of outings that get you sent back to AAA to work things out.
Hanging slider that Hardy just flips into right center field for a base hit. And that's going to be it.
And this is not a happy hook by Joe Girardi. He is not planning and wasn't planning to go to the big arms in the bullpen. Warms will take a look at the upcoming schedule tomorrow on Pix 11, the finale of this 3-game set. Then all 4 games in Toronto on Yes. Monday is an off day, and then the Red Sox come to town, and then the Orioles follow them into Yankee Stadium. And the American League East standings as we speak. Yankees have a 3-game lead over the Red Sox, 3.5 over the O's, Rays 4, Blue Jays 6.
4 teams over 500 in the division.
And the Blue Jays are closing fast.
Yep.
How quickly things could change as Smith now comes up with runners on the corners and 2 outs. Here's Clippard, who has struggled a bit of late. Numbers are still good because he got off to a great start. Smith is 0 for 4 tonight. It's an 8-3 game. Bottom of the 8th inning. Oh and 1. The 0-1. High fly ball, left field. Gardner is there, and Clippard does the job. But the O's score 2 on 2 hits, 1 big error, and 2 left. We go to the 9th. Drives of the game.
Yeah, Holiday hitting. First inning, number 10 on a hanging slider. Well back into the bleachers and left. And then in the 3rd inning, number 11 down the line. Yep, it's fair. Couple of home runs. Those were our Land Rover drives of the game by Matt Holliday.
Well, as we go to the 9th inning, Orioles go to their 5th pitcher, a familiar face for the Yankees. It's Richard Blyer. And in 8 games with the O's, 1-1, 3.09. Doesn't have dynamic stuff, but he throws strikes. He has walked too many in 11 2/3. The Orioles got him from the Yankees on February 21st of this year. Pitch for the Orioles AAA team, Tidewater, and he had a 0.61 ERA in 8 games. And he got called up from what's called now Norfolk on May 14th. So 1-1 on Gregorius, 1 for 4 tonight.
I'm watching Didi, and I mentioned the other night that 75% of his hits so far have gone to center and right center and right field. Look out!
That got him, and he is in some pain.
And also got Castillo, the catcher. Joe Girardi, Stevie Donahue out to check on Didi. Gotta hope that he's okay. That, as I look at this, just a few weeks ago, it was Freddie Freeman of the Braves who got hit in that very same area. And Freddie is who was off. He had 14 home runs at a time. He's out for 2 months. Let's hope that that is definitely not the case. Pitch is going to run in on Didi. I remember I mentioned that he doesn't give ground. He doesn't give ground to the lefties, and that makes him more susceptible to being hit by a pitch like that. And Castillo looked like the ball ricocheted off Didi and hit him.
Well, here's Aaron Hicks. Hicks 1 for 3 with a walk, RBI single. Drove in his 23rd run. That was in the second inning, and he swings at the first pitch from Blyer and fouls it away. The Yankees have 13 hits. The Orioles have 9. O's have left 10 runners on base. Yankees have left 9 runners on. Each team with an error. The Yankees lead 8-3. Line drive, base hit, right field. Gregorius round second. He's going for 3, and he will make it to third.
Oh.
Now hung up between first and second is Hicks. Taking off for home is Gregorius. Now if he stops, and they're running right at him, and that will put Hicks at third with 1 out.
Well, that was interesting.
Didn't you think Didi could score? He was so close to home plate.
Maybe not, but here's the play. The base hit. That's good. Didi trying for third. That's good. Ball's cut off. Now it starts to go the other way. Hicks thinking the throw was going to go through, or Hardy was going to throw to third. He was going to go to second. Now he's at second. There's Headley taking a swing and a miss, I believe. And then Didi decides he'll get in a rundown between third and home, and that allows Hicks to get to third. And you know what? It would have been 1 out and a runner on third anyway. It would have been Gregorius, but instead it's Hicks.
Right. So I think that's 9-6-3
on Didi.
Now we didn't see it right to the very end, but you'll see Hicks gets caught up between first and second. That causes Gregorius to get into the rundown, but there's a point where Gregorius is maybe 10 feet from home plate. It was right before then when Davis still had the ball.
That looked like something you would see in Little League.
That will not get a run in. Hardy makes the play as Headley is 2 for 5 tonight. And here's the part where he's real close to home.
If he
right
takes
there,
off,
if he took off, he'd have a chance.
I think he saw Hicks getting towards third base and said, all right, he called off the jam.
Well, here's Carter, be his first at bat. Ref Snyder started at first and was 0 for 3 with a walk. Carter did not start tonight after being 2 for his last 28. 0-1. One and two.
Well, nobody's warming in the Yankee bullpen, so it looks like Clippard will be in charge of trying to get 3 outs here. Although somebody's walking around with a ball in their hand. Nope, just sat down.
Oh, grabbed by Blyer to end the inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. Last licks coming up for the O's. Yankees lead by 5. They had 2 more on, but he came on to get Smith to pop up to Gardner in medium range left field. So they're going to keep him in to get the final 3 outs in the 9th. And he'll face Scope, Machado, and Trumbo. Severino left with 1 out in the 7th, and with an 8-1 lead for the Yankees, have to use 4 more pitchers. That's not the way you draw it up. Adam Jones sits for the 2nd straight night against the Yanks. Scope takes outside. 8-14-1 leading 3-9-1. Line drive right at Headley, 1 away. Sounds like Scope also broke his bat.
Here's a look at it. Yeah, there's the sound of the broken bat, and Headley snares it. Down to the last 2 outs.
Well, this is an at-bat that Machado probably dreads. He has struck out 4 times tonight. Now, incredibly, Dellin Betances is up in the Yankee bullpen. Machado has to score that somewhat under a Pyrrhic victory as he doesn't strike out, but he is 0 for 5.
And you don't want that platinum sombrero. Just throwing a little casually down in the bullpen.
Here's Trumbo. 0 for 3 with a walk. Reaching on an E1 in the 8th. He kind of started the whole mess against Mitchell. So the Orioles are down to their final out here in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Couple of change-ups and Trumbo's in the hole. No balls and 2 strikes.
And the 0-2. Swing and a miss, and the Yankees win 8-3. So Clippard does the job, getting all 4 outs that he had to get. And the Yankees even this series at a game apiece. And they got on the board early when Brett Gardner led off with a home run, had another one in the 4th inning. And then Matt Holliday in the 1st inning connected on a home run, and he had another one in the 3rd inning. So both of them with their 10th and 11th home runs of the season. So the Yankee offense comes alive. They pound out 14 hits and 8 runs to win 8-3. Now we go back to the studio. Bob Lawrence and Jack Curry will set the table for the rest of the night.